Hey, how's it going? My name is Cesar Antonio Herview. I joined Media Contacts 3 months ago this week, and I'm really happy to be here doing this blog, which is really cool. I've been wanting to do it for a while, but things are really busy, so it's not easy to do it when you want to do it. But hey, last week, so I had to do it. So I finally got this. Woohoo! That rocks. So my blog. We live in Toronto. We live in Canada. It's pretty diverse here in terms of the way our business goes, the way our clients go. We have a different variety of clients, which is great. We have some that are very demanding, and we have some that are more laid back. So it's a good kind of mix of clients that we have here. And I just want to share some insights that I have towards more online, more the online medium than anything, but it also relates itself to television and I would probably say a specific consumer behavior that has to do with search. I went to a search conference yesterday, which was really cool. It was really heavy with information, and I learned a couple of things that I'm hoping to kind of put into practice as some of our clients develop their search campaigns. So, my first insight is pretty much how it's funny to see how television programs are being broadcast on in online websites. They can be broadcast in blogs and websites, like I mentioned. They can be downloaded from certain person-to-person file sharing programs. But I think we're at the point now, or possibly approaching a turning point where we're going to be seeing a lot of online programming onto television. The reason for that is because online is more of a response mechanism, or because the online channel is more of a response medium compared to television. Um, I think television is going to, in some way, start paying more attention to what viewers want, and they're going to be specifically paying attention to things that people are interested where when they go online. I saw a television show that was talking about actually doing this. Specifically, they deal with a younger audience. So, because the younger audience around the world is online, probably at a bigger rate than any other age group, and the younger audience probably being like the 15 to 25 demographic, we're going to be seeing a lot more kind of internet initiated programming on television, which is a cool thing. So that's my first piece of insight. My second piece of insight is that the computer or the internet is kind of like what the television always wanted to be. Like although the television has been around for a longer period of time, the internet or the computer has kind of morphed itself into this amazing kind of little, in some way, futuristic, interactive thing, which is what the television always wanted to be. So it's like the second generation of the television, you could say, which is what the computer is, in my opinion. It's a new and improved television. So that. What else? Oh, online material. I mean, the access of online kind of information and entertainment and such has kind of made society a more, I would say, intellectual society, just because we have so much more access to data and information about such a variety of topics and things that interest us that in some way some of these things were kind of hard to get a hold of before the internet became a mainstay in most of our homes. But because we're kind of able to access all these different sorts of information, I think that in some way that will kind of develop a more intellectual society and a smarter society. Maybe not a more social society, but intellectual, definitely. What else? Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, most of the things that we do online has to do with reading, with text. Television is more of an emotion, is more of a story-based medium, but the internet or online is more of a data-focused medium, and because of that, we're reading a lot more, I would say. We're looking for information, we're comparing when we're shopping, we're reading stories, we're reading, articles from different newspapers around the world. So that in turn has kind of made us read a lot more, I would say. my online behavior has a lot to do with reading and searching for information, reading, like I mentioned, articles and newspapers from from other parts of the world that I don't necessarily have access to in terms of a tangible product here. So that is another insight. And to finish off, what I kind of introduced myself, or what I introduced that I was kind of going to somewhat touch on was search. So search is a specific kind of consumer behavior that consumers have when they go online. A desire, a need, a want arises, and that's probably more than likely generated by some type of offline medium through television, billboards, magazines, newspapers, what be it. A desire, a need, a want is kind of established, and consumers go online and they search for things. So it's a response mechanism. People search for things because they now that they've been made aware of something, of a product or a need, they go online and they search for something, so it's a response. And that's kind of interesting because it's shifting a lot of power away from advertisers and companies and shifting more power towards consumers, because we now have the power to kind of say, okay, this is what we want, this is what we're looking for, this is what is interesting me, instead of what is typical of say broadcast mediums or print mediums or outdoor, where they're kind of just throwing all these messages in front of you, even though you might not be interested in buying aftershave, you might not be interested in buying fish hooks, and I mean the list of examples goes on. So search has kind of, like I mentioned, shifted a balance of power between consumers and advertisers, and I mean nobody really knows to what level that shifting of power will get to, but it's definitely something that is kind of interesting because for so long, companies were the ones that were talking to us and telling us what we need, but now in the same kind of mode, it's us consumers that are telling companies and advertisers what we need and what interests us. So there it is. I don't know how long I've been talking, and I hope this is recording, because if it's not, I've been talking to my computer screen.
What's that?
And that's it. So hope that everybody across the globe, across the Media Context Network is doing really well. And that's it. Ciao.